It's Holly here from Your Past is a Gift. Too close. Alright, my darlings. So, in this video, I wanted to talk about kindness, because to me, there's so many opportunities in every day where you can do a kindness for someone. You know, the other day, my little ones just started school, and I don't know why, but for some reason I always take it on in myself, you know, to make, if I see other mums and they seem to be on their own, you know, to go up and say hi and introduce myself and to ask them who their child is and to make them feel that they're part of a community, you know, that we care for each other and that we're looking out for each other. And I always, you know, introduce that, you know, my daughter, this is her name, and oh, they're in the same class, and, you know, is she enjoying it? Are they enjoying it? All this sort of thing. And that's just one example, you know, of how you can show kindness to someone, make them feel welcome. And I always say to my little one, because she's gone to kindergarten now and she has lots of friends, you know, I made a big effort over the years to join groups where there were going to be lots of children her age that would be starting and going to the same school. And even with the preschool, I also sent her to already know the children, you know, that were going to be going to her school. So she wouldn't feel, because she's an only child, I didn't want her to feel, you know, that she didn't know anybody. I wanted her to feel comfortable, that she's with her friends. So with her, I also tell her the same thing. Always. I tell her, you have lots of friends. You know, if you see a child and they look like they're lonely and they look like they have no one to talk to, just go and say hello. You know, you don't have to be everyone's friend. I say to her, that's not the point, but make them feel welcome. Make them feel that they're not alone in the class. You know, that you're all a group, that you can work together as a group and you can be kind to each other as a group. And my heart swells every time she comes home and you know, she tells me she's made friends with someone that's been alone, you know, they're lonely and they don't have anyone else, or she tells me that she's helped someone. You know, yesterday they were cutting out butterflies and she said one of the girls was falling behind with her cutting. And so she offered to help her, you know, because this girl was almost in tears that she wasn't going to have enough time to do it and she was upset. And so little things like that, you know, they teach you to connect to others, to help others, to make others feel better. The whole point of when we connect is to make someone else feel better, in some way. You know, we're not looking to help others in a way that we make them feel like they're not capable of doing it themselves, they're not able. That's not a good way of helping. You know, that we want to help to always lift others up, to make them feel that they're not alone, to make them feel that someone's noticing them, someone can see them, make them feel valuable, make them feel that they matter, all of these things. Because there's so many people that go through life that don't know what that is. They don't know what that is. You know, all they've known their whole life is that they're not good enough, that they don't matter, you know, and that others don't care. They don't care what they think or how they feel or what they have to say. They're not important enough. There's so many people in the world that feel that way, you know, and this is where this anger builds up in people. And this is why the world is so angry and it's in the state it's in. And that's why I've created all these videos, you know, because it doesn't take much to say thank you to someone that's serving you. It's a kindness. You know, if someone lets you in, you know, you've only got one package and they've got a whole trolley full of shopping and they let you in. Thank you. They didn't have to do that, you know. But they noticed you've only got one thing, they've got 100, you go first. Thank you. Thank you to the person that's serving you that you have to pay. You know, there's so many ways that we can show kindness. It's when you say thank you, you're acknowledging the other person. They're serving you, they're helping you. Thank you. It makes them feel like a human being, not like just someone that's being paid and that's their job. And because you've got to think too, a lot of people go to work just for money. It's not really what they want to do. I'd probably say about more than half of the population in the world goes to a job that they don't like doing. They just do it because they need the money. And so have that kindness. At least make them feel that they're appreciated, even if it is for just that 1 second that you've said thank you and that you've connected and you're not looking at your phone while they're serving you. You're looking at them. You're connecting to the world around you. Now, I understand that. This whole phone thing, when people are looking at their phones, when people are serving them or trying to talk to them, it's because we don't want to connect. We've become that way. And the phone makes it so easy for us to not make eye contact, to not connect, to be too busy texting or to be too busy on our phones. It makes it so easy to not have to look at others and not have to talk to others and avoid contact. And you're going to live your whole life that way, avoiding contact. And then you're going to miss out. You're going to miss out on everything. Because it seems like an insignificant thing. That one moment that you could have looked at this person and said, thank you. And then you come back the next day and order your coffee from the same coffee shop. And thank you. And eventually that thank you will turn into a conversation of, how are you? I'm great. How are you? And that will turn into, what do you do? What's your job? The person ordering the coffee. Things like that. And it doesn't take much, to make someone feel special. Not just, here's the money, that's your job, you've served me, good for you. That's what I'm paying you for, basically. A lot of people have that attitude. But we are using our phones as an excuse not to connect. We're using them as an excuse not to make eye contact, not to look at others, to keep our distance, to stay disconnected. And that's not what we're here for. If you haven't got any of the videos yet, what the purpose is, we're here to connect. We're here to connect. And you can't do that if you're not looking at people, if you're not interacting with people. You can't connect to people. You can't do it if you're looking at a screen the whole time. That's another way to stay separate from the rest of the world and stay disconnected. And that's one of the biggest things that causes anger, when we feel separate and we feel disconnected. It makes us angry because we feel that we have no place in the world. We don't know our place in the world. So I want you to think about that today. Are you using your phone as an excuse to not connect? Because it's funny, it was created for us to connect more, I would have thought. You can talk to each other any time of the day. And yet it's created the opposite. We are connecting less because we're too busy focusing on the screen and not looking at the people around us, not looking at the person in front of us. How many times have I been to a restaurant now and the people at the table are all looking at their phones? Why? Why don't you just have your dinner at home and text each other from your house? Why are you bothering to sit at the same table? You're not even looking at each other. You're not even having a conversation with each other. You're too busy texting other people that aren't there or Facebooking other people that aren't there. You're not connecting. So I want you to think about that. Is your phone an excuse for you to not connect? Are you using it as an excuse to distance yourself and to stay disconnected from the people around you, the people in direct contact with you? All right, think about that today. It's very important, because for the longest time I used to think it was rude to the person serving if you're on the phone and you're not even looking at them when you're ordering something. But now I realize it's because people don't want to connect. They don't want that connection. And so that creates this being separate from others, even more than before. So think about that today. Are you using that to keep your distance? To keep others at arm's length? Sorry. So, yeah. All right. Remember to click like and subscribe below so you don't miss any of the messages. And I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye for now.